Welcome to this episode of Tales from the Nature Center. Have you ever heard the phrase busy as a bee? Did you ever stop to think about what it means? Today we're going to be taking a closer look at some of the beautiful and busy pollinators that visit the flowers at the Nature Center. Pollinating insects are a diverse group, like bees, wasps, butterflies, flies, and even beetles. While we often think of honeybees, there are far more indigenous bees, there's almost 400 in Michigan, and wasps that move pollen from flower to flower. You can see here that the fuzzy bodies of many bee species have specialized hairs on the legs that form a basket or sac, or officially a corbicula. These baskets allow them to carry pollen back to their hives or their burrows, where it becomes the only protein source that they eat. In the process of moving from one flower to another, they also leave some of the pollen grains behind. The movement of pollen grains from the flower of one plant onto the flower of another is what allows those plants to reproduce and make the seeds and fruit, many of which we eat. Smooth-bodied wasps, hornets, and many flies are also pollinators, though they likely don't do nearly as good a job at moving pollen between plants. Observing a single flower or clump of flowers on a sunny day may allow you to see multiple sizes, shapes, and colors of wasps moving in and out of the flowers. Butterflies and moths are also pollinators, with pollen grains attaching to their heads, feet, and bodies. While they may not be as efficient at pollinating as bees, some plants are completely dependent on butterflies. Most butterflies have a long, straw-like tongue called a proboscis that can reach deeply into tube-shaped flowers to reach the sweet nectar that is out of reach to most other pollinating insects. As they drink the nectar, the butterfly might pick up a few of the pollen grains produced by a flower, and then, as they repeat the process at other flowers, the pollen from one plant gets left behind on the flower of the next. If you would like to attract more pollinators to your yard, balcony, garden, or school grounds, it helps to provide a variety of flowers that bloom from early in the spring through late in the fall, so that there are food sources for a variety of pollinators throughout the season. Planting plants that are indigenous to Michigan is important too, because there are many pollinators that only feed on specific plants. And while many tropical plants are beautiful, they may not provide that much food. So get out there this summer and enjoy observing the pollinators on the plants here at the Belle Isle Nature Center or in your own backyard. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Tales from the Nature Center.